Hey guys, welcome back to 5-0-100-0.com. I am Fugget, and that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Today guys, I want to tell you how I helped for myself to eliminate, and you can do this too, how to eliminate many of life's conundrums, right? Conundrum meaning difficult problems or challenges. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of examples of this, okay? So I've had two major careers in my life. One as a professional wrestler and the other as a personal trainer, life coach. Now, some examples of the from the world of pro wrestling for me was how I eliminated a lot of the difficult challenges, right? Was when I entered into that business, I knew what I wanted for my career, and I knew what I wanted out of the wrestling business. And ultimately, I was self-aware. I kind of, in a weird way, not that I knew my limitations, but I knew I had realistic expectations, I had dreams, and I knew that the things I wanted to achieve were possible with hard work. So I had a vision, and I stuck to my plan. And when anything came up that would have me veering one way or another, I wasn't swayed. And what I knew I could do, I chose a path that I had control of myself. And it's interesting because the career path of a professional wrestler is not typically that of in corporate America or in other industries. Because if you work hard and you're really good at what you do, and you keep your nose clean and everything, then you're going to move up the ladder, right? You're going to gain value. In professional wrestling, it's who you know, and it's if a promoter or promoters see value in you and promote you a certain way, and the willingness of your colleagues, other professional wrestlers, to help you to look good and have value within the context of that entertainment, whether it's in the ring or on a microphone or what have you. So I simply kept everything simple. I knew that the industry was moving in a direction of everybody wanted to be cool, everybody wanted to be edgy, anti-authority, swearing, giving the middle finger, trying to act Attitude Era, Steve Austin, Stone Cold, The Rock-esque, right? And when I was in it, I was acting like a throwback, a 1980s good guy, kept his nose clean, played that role. And, for most of my career, if not just about all of it, I stayed in that role because nobody else was doing that. And so I knew that I could be the best at doing that stuff. I knew I wanted to do some high flying, so I hired gymnastics coaches, diving instructors, what have you, and decided that I wanted to do something that other people weren't doing, and I was going to be the best at these few little skills in the ring. So it added value, and it helped me to skyrocket really quickly in my career. So I didn't have the confusion of like, what kind of character development do I want to do? Where do I want to take this? I had no idea how far it would go. I just simply stayed true to who I was and took my personality and amped it up, and made it larger than life in that context. So that's one example. In my personal training career, what I did was I knew that I wanted to be a really good trainer that could work with all populations. I knew that I had empathy and compassion, that I cared, and I knew that I was a good listener. And I was a hard worker as far as problem solving. So if I didn't know answers, I would go back and do my research and find out the best solutions to others' problems. So I knew that I wanted to create products. I wanted to have an online presence. And there was nothing that could take me from that path. I knew I wanted to maintain my independence. So when the opportunity for either management or to move into sales or to go into corporate fitness, for more than just like as a consultant, which I took those jobs as well, and it was short-term jobs consulting with companies, not becoming an employee. So I mean, if you have a company that has like a corporate wellness program and they hire on fitness trainers or coaches or whatever, and as soon as they get a bad report, the numbers are bad and they have to start to trim the fat, guess who goes first? It's not going to be the janitor, it's not going to be the CEO or the middle managers, it's going to be the guy that is there to help keep everybody in shape, because that's not a necessity to their culture, that's more of a perk. So that's why I stayed true to my path, created products, continued to build an online presence, got into the TV model, and so I was having a bunch of rods in the water, which is exactly what I wanted to do, and I could have it on my terms. So I negotiated my terms for everything, and I walked away from a lot of work, and I took a lot of work, and I loved the opportunities. And but the basic thing was that I started from a position of knowing who I was. You know, it's what it all boils down to, whether it's the professional wrestling career or the fitness career, is I knew who I was, I knew what I wanted, and when your self-awareness is there and you know what you want, and that could be in a relationship too. If you're self-aware and you know what you want in a relationship, you save a lot of time, you save a lot of drama trying to see if, oh, is this the right fit? Is that the right fit for me? When you don't know who you are, you're going to be everywhere, okay? You're just going to be like doing all kinds of things trying to figure it out. And sometimes that's a small part of the journey, but opportunities will arise where you need to take a step back, self-reflect, figure out who you are, what you want. When I started doing boot camps that were similar to what you might see in like now in Orange Theory or CrossFit, very similarly modeled before these things were around. I took a year to research and study and examine, and how did I want my program to look different? How did I want it to stand out, be unique, and something that had my hand in it? If you could see my passion, my heart, because if I didn't believe in it, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to work. And I told the story before, I was able to double my income just working approximately 6 extra hours a week, double my annual income for at least 2 years. And it's really interesting how that works out. And I think sometimes when you have success, you can't forget what got you there. And it's not necessarily that now you've arrived and you're something special, but it's the process and the journey that you take that's special, and it can be recreated over and over again. And when you have that self-awareness and you know who you are, what you want, no matter what kind of troubles come your way, no matter what comes through and wipes out everything down to, you know, the studs of the house or to the foundation, you know it can be rebuilt because it's part of you, it's part of your character, your essence. And so you can eliminate a lot of conundrums when you simply do that work on yourself. When you're self-aware, you figure out who you are, what you want. Like it's work, and you'll be enlightened when you really take the time to do your homework, to think about who you are, what you want, and not just either chase the money or chase the prestige or, you know, climb that ladder. Because there's a lot of people we know that have climbed the ladder and had a lot of success and are very miserable. And it's a terrible place to be. So I encourage you to do that work on yourself. You're worth it. This is your one life. Make it count. Like, share, subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.